We are the lads from the Tilton. We'll support you till the end of the day. We're so happy following the blues. We love you, what more can we say? Birmingham's a team down at St Andrews. We are all supporters of our team. The chanted Super Blues ringing all around. Now all you blue boys know.
Welcome to the Midsummer Tilton Talk Show special, proudly sponsored by Cafe to You in association with SAS Autos, Bordsby Social Club and SBS Carpentry. Yeah, go on, listen to the words of that song. We are the lads from the Tilton. You men, you ladies, these people in here, and you know what? That's one of the only things that matters to me. If you're one of those people that have tried to send your season ticket back on the basis of Gary Monk not being Blues manager next season, then you seriously need to give your heads a proper shaking. Go 2 steps up from a wobble. Our football club has been in existence since 1875. That's 144 very long years. Managers, players and boards come and go, but I will take my Birmingham City with me to my last breath on earth. Even after that, I'm safe in the knowledge that at that moment, I will also turn blue. I said very little at the start of last week's news, apart from there was more to this than meets the eye, and of course there was. I can't sit here and tell you everything is perfect at board level, because unlike some self-professed people, I simply don't have a clue. But if the allegations regarding Mr Monk and his antics are true, I'm personally, despite all the good feel factor last season, glad to see the back of him. Surrendering your season tickets, protests, flags, banners won't make a jot of difference. What will make a difference is our solidarity. The COP, the Tilton, the main stand, the GMOer and the GM Upper all singing that same anthem. Keep right on to the end of the road. As one. You and me blasting that out. There's not a song or a sound like it in the world. And of course I want my football club run in a stable and safe environment, no matter what division we're in, no matter who the manager is and no matter who the board are. 2011 and that Obafemi Martins moment, the joys of lifting that trophy alongside my 3 sons, the euphoric feeling of our club playing European football to see people demanding a refund for a season ticket frankly boils my blood. As my son wrote on the Tilton Talk page last week, Gary Monk is not bigger than Birmingham City. Yes, it felt like last week we'd had a hand ripped off when I heard the news, but we have to learn as people to try and put that immediate emotion aside and consider the fact this football club will probably be here in another 144 years, when each and every one of us is no longer here. And you know what? Once this is blown over, you will still hand down the joys and sorrows to your kids, and they will in turn theirs. I've used phrases blues family so many times in the past, and it feels like as fans we've divorced each other this week. So tonight is a time we need to cement ourselves back together again. Our unity, we are blues, that is how we do it, and I hope and pray the next half an hour goes a long way to doing that. It's not easy being a blues fan, but it sure is beautiful. So do us all a favour and let those that run our football club run the club. Neither you or I are going to like the decisions they make, but trust me, the club comes first. Okay? So on with the Midsummer Special. As always, doubly strap yourself in tonight and get ready for the ride on the world's only Tilton Talk Show.
It's Birmingham forever. Let's hear it from the stand. So come on, City, sing this song once more. We are the lads from the Tilton. We'll support you till the end of the day. Following the blues, we love you, what more can we say? We are the lads from the Tilton. We'll support you till the end of the day. We're so happy following the blues. We love you, what more can we say?
Emotion? Yes, of course there's emotion. You know why? Because it's a football club. This isn't Tesco's. If the manager at Tesco's gets sacked, nobody even knows him, so nobody cares a jot, do they? But everybody knows everything about the football. Like I say, you know what goes on at board level, I don't have a clue. And there are too many people, in my opinion, making too many guesses. Social media is a great outlet, but, you know, things like this happen and it just goes wild. And it went wild. So sorry about my little rant there, but I wrote it personally. It were my words that came from my mouth and I meant every word of it. And I'm not thinking about constantly being mugged off by TTA? What if they've got a genuine and valid point about what was going on?
I think that I understand people's frustrations, to be honest, to a degree, because they're probably going on the mistakes that they've made in the past, and the feeling is
they'll make more. They'll make more.
I think that's the feeling that people are concerned that obviously we're going to be having another disaster again, ahead of us this season, after the disasters that we've had previously with the mistakes that they've made previously. I'm not saying it was the right or wrong decision. I don't know, but
this is the thing, we don't know.
No, we don't know.
Everything
I agree.
That's gone on, right? Misty's fine. How are you, mate?
I'm alright, how are you?
Very nice to see you back
5
again.
to 9, we've only got 5 minutes left.
Well, in the last 10 minutes then.
I know,
Yeah. How are you anyway, mate?
yeah.
Having a good
Not
summer
too
so
bad,
far?
Yeah, not too bad.
Obviously shocked by the news last week.
Yeah.
I
shock. Well, the shock really came when the rumours started coming around from a couple of Twitter accounts and stuff. So that was obviously surprising from the moment. Really, knowing the history that the board and Juan Dong Ren have at the club in terms of managers. As soon as it was bandied about that there's a bit of ill feeling, then we really shouldn't have been surprised that he got the sack a week later. So, but yeah, there's rights and wrongs. It's a very grey area. I don't think there's a simple answer. I don't think there's a saint, and I don't think there's a devil in it. I think there's a bit of both in a lot of people at the club. But as you said in your introduction, there's nothing the ordinary fan are going to do about it whatsoever.
Zero. Nothing. Protest. What's the point? What's the point in having 25 people turn up for a protest
Yeah.
on Saturday? I mean, respect them if they want to do that.
Yeah, sure.
And that's absolutely their entitlement and their right. But what's going to change? Nothing. Nothing's going to change.
Yeah, and the overriding thought process, when you consider it all, is Gary Monk was the manager, and TTA and Zhuang Dong Ren are in charge of that club. They're the owners of the club. Which one has Blues' interest at heart more than the other?
I don't know.
Well, no, that's a very simple. That's the most simple question that you can answer. It's the owners. Gary Monk is employed by Birmingham City to do a job.
Was
in a management capacity. Yeah, it was. He was the manager of that club. However, he is his own man. The board have every interest in the success of this club because, again, they are an investment company. They are the current owners of the club. Their end game is to sell the club for the most possible money. Their end game is to sell a Premier League club. Now, whether you think that they're rash, whether you think that they're naive and completely over the top and have ideas way above their stations, is a different matter altogether. But what they want is the best for Birmingham City because that means that they can sell the club for the most money available. Gary Monk is an employee of Blues. At the end of the day, he is the employee. As you said, if there's anything in it of the agency links, this, that, and the other, then you can understand why the owners would be a little bit miffed about that, and a little bit annoyed about that.
What I'm most annoyed about is the information that's come out on the Twitter accounts a week or 2 weeks before this as well happened. Who's a snake inside the club?
Yeah, I put that on Twitter. Yeah,
and James Rowe asked that question. But who is the snake inside the club?
Yeah.
And we've got one. You know what? And we need to find that snake
and
chop its head off.
But I thought this would go when the three long-serving employees of the club left midway through last season. I wondered whether that was something to do with the fact that things kept being leaked from the club, but obviously there are more people in the club who are willing to shell out information at whatever cost, whatever price, or I don't know what's going on, but like you say, that's a disappointing element of it, that what goes on in the club is very much everybody's business.
Great shout here from Alex Sheldon. Nick, what do you think of the role in football? Permanent caretaker head coach. Last time I checked, caretaker is temporary in the world of football. I could be wrong. You could be wrong. It is the word of football, mate. I don't know. I've never heard of a permanent caretaker head coach.
It's not a permanent caretaker head coach. They've said it's a caretaker head coach role but they're not looking for any other manager at the moment. Paul was talking about this.
So can I just quickly say that we've had 212 comments in the first 12 minutes.
Wow.
We're going to find it quite difficult to
Of course we will. But we do want you to comment. We don't want you to stop commenting because I do promise you that I do go home and I read every single one every week. So I take my time to read out what people have said because obviously like, when we're talking, sometimes 10 things have flashed up the screen and gone. Yeah. So please don't stop your comments because they are valuable. Yeah. And I think tonight it's all about gauging everybody's reaction, but trying to pull ourselves back together again as like, look, come on, crying out loud, like I've seen so many fallouts and arguments over this one this week.
I think there's a lot of frustration there, isn't there? Of course there is. But I was frustrated when it happened, I'll be honest.
I'm looking at a picture on the wall of St Andrew's Stadium, and you can see all the way around it, and it's one place. One place. Yeah? With one noise and one voice. And we've got to get this back together, and we've got to, the club have got to find out who this snake is, right, and why this information is being divulged.
It might be more than one. You don't know. You don't know, and at the end of the day, it's very difficult to stop it because if there's somebody who's worked at that club for a very long time, but this is the moment that they're annoyed when they hear things that are going on, then that might be the time that they start to leak things. Do you know what I mean? But the fact it's all going to the same source is obviously something that you might want to look at. But
I mean, in this world we live in today, they've only got to say it to somebody else, and that somebody else will say it to somebody else that they don't know. Great. And then it's on Twitter.
Great call from Shane Goff. Loose lips sink ships. They certainly do, my friend. They certainly do.
But you were saying,
to counteract that one, Adrian says that. But if there are problems within the club, would you, as a fan, like to know and be made aware, or just be in the dark about things?
Well, we didn't.
What problems?
No, just if there were problems.
Yeah.
Would you like to know about them, or just wait until?
Do I know about every problem that goes on at Tesco's? I use Tesco's as sorry, I'm shouting at you, and I don't know why.
Every little helps.
Other supermarkets are available as well.
What can we do if there are?
That's the point. Yeah. It's great hearing a week before that Gary Monk's had a fallout with Wren and he's about to get sacked.
Is it great?
But that's the point. What does it do?
Yeah.
Just
all it does is soften the blow for us when it happens.
Yeah.
Do you think?
Because if nobody would have said anything and then he got the sack, then people would have there'd have been even more uproar.
Basic question of Kevin Kelly: are you satisfied with the actions and plan of the board?
Don't know it.
Probably we don't know the plan.
What is the plan?
Yeah.
Well, with the coaches that we're with now, I suppose that's what it means.
Well, that's another point, isn't it, Paul? Like you were saying earlier, before the show started. And it's it's something that I've considered as well. We go back to the caretaker head coach with no interest in looking for another manager. That it is very possible that is a Pep Clotet, James Beattie and Sean Rush and the whole staff are going to stay because we're not going to pay them off. We've sacked Monk because of what he's done, but this lot are staying. Possibly to spite Monk, possibly to have a little bit of continuity within the squad to keep the players a little bit happier. But if Gary Monk was to walk into, let's say, the Newcastle job, I don't think he will get the Newcastle job, but let's say he does walk into that job next week.
I think Derby. Lampard will go to Chelsea, possibly Derby.
Possibly.
I don't care.
No, I don't.
I absolutely don't care.
But the point is,
I really don't care.
The point is, you want people say, are we happy with their plan? Are we happy with what they've done now? It might get worse. Well, worse. Who knows if it'll end up worse? But it might change again, under the possibility that whoever Gary Monk goes to pays out their contracts. If the coaching staff want to go with Monk, then they could. If the club bought them out. Which is why I have the issue with the caretaker head coach with no interest to appoint another manager, because they might not have an interest to appoint another manager because they're saying we're not going to sack these guys. So there is no reason to get another manager. However, caretaker comes into it because they do understand that if the coaching staff would want to leave with Monk, then that's a very real possibility should another club buy their contracts out.
Has Craig been given a permanent role? Gardner as a coach?
I believe so. Player coach thing. I believe so.
Okay.
I believe it's permanent.
So that's a positive thing, I think, because he's obviously served us well. And
If he's well liked within the squad,
There's a path for him after he's finished playing.
Yeah. Mick Greaves wants to know, what did you feel about the Hotter Gardner deal?
Again,
Hotter didn't really cut it for us, did he? Really?
I disagree with that.
No,
but
he did on occasions.
Yeah.
Right, but I don't know.
He was our most creative player last season.
Show me. Take Adams out of it. Show me the most consistent. Show me a guy who turned up every week, week in, week out.
People would argue Djukovic to that, I suppose, but
yeah.
But
over last season, not over the course of his time at the club.
No. If you're going back further than last season,
I mean, in terms of people who have been at the club,
the time that Hotter's been there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because he's been there 2 years, hasn't he? Now.
Yeah.
But he very much helped us get out of trouble last season with his performances towards the back end of last season. And as you say, I will defend him to the hilt because he was our most creative player. And he whenever he was on the ball, you always thought something might happen.
But you're always on the edge of your seat.
So it's disappointing to lose a player like that.
Especially to them.
Yeah, well, that's just a Gardner thing, isn't it? Giving us the leverage to bring Gardner in, which we needed, because I've said on this show for 2 years now that central midfield is our problem. So I'd rather have Gardner than not have Gardner. The money thing, it depends on whether it's a good deal or not. Because I don't know how much money we've got in it for that deal.
No. Carl Concliffe says he's just listened to a video and overheard Pep say, "Here's to the future, let's give it our all." So that tells me he's definitely here for the long run.
Well,
I haven't seen that video personally.
But
if you could tag me in it, that would be very good, because I'd like to have a quick look at that one. How many more managers should we have for the board to come along and sack them? They're a joke. Look, I've worked in management, and unfortunately, as part of being a manager, sometimes you have to dismiss staff. That's. But I never sacked.
When they're doing a good job.
Never, ever when they're doing a good job.
So that's what in my opinion, that's what we've just done.
Not once. Yeah. But in your opinion, right? Yeah. It's because you don't know the full.
I don't know this story.
Whole story.
No, I'm only judging by what I'm watching on the football pitch.
Never, ever.
That's what I say.
Ever have I sacked or had to dismiss somebody through no action, zero action, right? It's always because they've done something which has crossed over all the rules and regulations.
Well, that's what's happened here. Let's not beat around the bush, okay? Let's not get silly here. Shandong Ren has not sacked Gary Monk because he's popular. Shandong Ren has not sacked Gary Monk because he's thought, what I'd wind the Blues fans up. I know what I'll wind the Blues fans up. I'll sack Gary Monk because he's a popular manager. He hasn't just sacked him willy-nilly. There's a reason why he has got rid of him.
Absolutely.
There is there
can't be footballing reasons, though, can it?
Well,
it can't be. Surely not.
Well, football is a business, isn't it now?
Well, yeah, and if you're fans,
Do you know? I don't know. If you were being pedantic about it, we won 2 games out of the last 12 at the back end of the season. If you're being pedantic about it, they are the results from the last 12 games of the season. We won 2. If you're being pedantic about it, the last 2 games of the season, even though we were safe,
were we beaten in the last 7? Is that right?
We were, I think so. We were unbeaten since we got the points deduction. Yeah. Right. So you can look at it that way. That's absolutely fine. You can also look at it that the Blues fans pay their season ticket. They've backed us all season. We're safe with 2 games to go after beating Rotherham, and then we go and put in performances like we did against Wigan and Reading. If you're being pedantic, if you're being ultra hypercritical, you could say the Wigan home performance was one of the worst of the season. We were lucky to get a draw, and Reading away was a nothing performance as well. If you're being pedantic, you can throw all these things at Gary Monk. Now, if Gary Monk's winding somebody up, if Gary Monk is winding the owner up to the extent that has been rumoured, as Randong's Ren interview with the Times and the Guardian, if there's any substance in that whatsoever, and the owners are looking at Gary Monk saying, I don't like what you're doing here, Gary, actually, if you're being pedantic, you can look at all of those things and say, why couldn't we get somebody better in? He's got a great rapport with the fans, right? Let's not beat around the bush. And he did a lot of good things with the social media last season. And he went out and fed the homeless, which was a brilliant move. And he spoke to the supporters. And he's a brilliant guy to speak to. He looks, he seems a genuine, down to earth guy. Actually, does that matter? Does that matter?
Not if you're looking at the football side of things, but I was impressed with the football side of things as well. At times, more often than not.
Compared to Steve Cottrell,
God,
absolutely.
worlds apart.
But are we going to compare every manager we've got to Steve Cottrell? Because I'm not being funny. Everybody will look a genius.
Yeah. No, you're right, but I just think that what I was the atmosphere in the stadium and the
was
actual,
great.
It felt like old times down there again.
On
I
occasions,
was thinking we were getting some sort of stability back here now, and we're on some sort of a straight
on
and narrow
occasions,
again.
yeah.
Weren't
great at home to Bolton when we lost 1-0.
No, it wasn't.
Weren't great at home to Ipswich when we failed to win. When we failed to win any of the 4 games against the bottom 2 teams in the division.
We're never going to be brilliant every week. We can't even win a trophy without getting relegated.
We're not going to be brilliant
so
every
that's
week.
Blues, isn't it? That's the fact of the club, that is. It doesn't matter what we do or what we throw at it. We could have Pep Guardiola in charge and we'd have results like that with the players that we've got on the squad. You know?
It was going to be a warm one.
It's getting warmer in here, isn't it?
Someone's asked if we've got a defibrillator for Chris because he's going to need one in a few minutes. And
Can I
it's
just...
like having Tom Ross in tonight.
I'm just playing devil's advocate.
Yeah, no.
I like Gary Monk. I liked Gary Monk.
Yeah. No, I know what you're saying.
I didn't want Gary Monk to leave Blues this summer.
No, but I don't
Okay,
think anybody
I
did.
didn't.
No, I don't think anybody did.
And I agree. I
don't
think
think anybody
you'd have
saw it
struggled to
coming,
find a Blues supporter who, if you'd have said, you could have threw all the stats I've just threw at you. If we'd have said, do you want Gary Monk to go this summer? You would have really struggled to find a Blues fan that would have said yes.
I don't.
However, it's happened.
It's happened. You have to accept
And
it.
we have an affinity to the club.
But I don't own my own business. But if I did, the most important people to me would be my customers. You know, and AKA my fans in football. You know, and if they're happy, which they were. Then, over some issue I've got with the manager, why would I want to spoil that for them?
We don't know the whole story.
Again,
no.
But again, the owner's job is not to make us happy.
Well,
that's not why the owners.
It's his job.
That's not why the owners are in charge of Birmingham City Football Club.
No, they're there to run the business.
They are there. They are there. They are an investment company.
Yeah.
We said this at the very start.
Yeah.
They will want to sell us for the best possible price. They're not going to sell us for pennies when they bought. They spent money on us. They want an investment back. They want the best possible investment back.
Yeah.
Now, if you have owners that, as completely outlandish as it might seem, with a midfield that we've got and the possibility of Adams going, as stupid as it might sound, if you've got owners who want to get us to the Premier League, where's the attack on the owners coming from? Where's the get out of our club? You're a disgrace. Well, I don't want any of you near our club again.
Okay, one from Wazza Sterling. When Monk was sacked from Leeds, the fans went mad, but by the time they come to St Andrews last season, they couldn't stand him, and now Middlesbrough are looking into his transfer conduct.
I said this when Clotet was appointed. A lot of people said, ask Oxford fans what they think of Clotet. And that'll tell you that Pep is a terrible choice for manager. As Nick's just said, was it Wazza who put that?
Yeah.
You ask when Monk was appointed manager, if you ask Borough and Leeds fans what they think of Gary Monk, and it would have been exactly the same.
Was he sacked by Leeds? I thought he walked.
He walked in the summer. He walked in the summer. Yeah.
He didn't get sacked though, did he?
I think he might have done.
Right.
It might have been a case of walk or you go.
Right.
I don't know that for certain, but.
But again,
But the reality is, he's been a manager for 5 years now.
But we also do
and he's
have
been
to-
sacked 4 times, and he's got 4 payouts, and he's got 4 other jobs.
We also do have to absolutely, completely understand that there are 2 sides to this story.
Oh, yeah,
There is
totally.
the club side,
100%.
the club side as well as the Monk side.
And-
they've both released a statement.
Yeah.
Right. I haven't even bothered to read Gary Monk's statement. Right. I haven't read it. Right. As far as I was concerned,
It seems very heartfelt.
Well, I've not read it. There you
Yeah.
go. That's the absolute truth. As far as I'm concerned, that action happened. He is no longer Birmingham City's manager. There is nothing I can do about it.
No.
So
Close the door and move on.
That's football. That's
Yeah.
the way football works. I'm
Yeah.
afraid, and it's harsh and it's hard and it hurts the supporters. Yes, of course it does. But that's the way it is. That's the way it's always been, and I don't see it changing ever.
There is the consensus that Pep is really only there till only
Yeah.
manager
It's a
comes
real
in.
possibility. I've just
Yeah.
seen Paul Gill say he's there
Yeah.
until Monk gets a new job, then he'll
Yeah.
resign.
Yeah.
He won't resign.
No.
Why would you resign when you're under contract getting paid?
I'll just read a comment from our friend Lee at Keep Right On. He says, I think the caretaker head coach role, without looking for anybody else, points towards them already having a manager lined up when all of Monk's staff leave to join him in his next job. I think Houghton will be the next manager, personally.
Can't see Chris Hughton coming back, me.
It'd be my choice, to
Do
be
you want
honest.
to say never
They're a
again?
great choice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
mate.
They're a great choice, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I just can't see it. I think
No.
once you've done a job, you should never go back.
And I
to
think-
Africa. Here's one from Adam Wilkes. When they said Czech was coming back, did Mr. Fun break into a cold sweat? Glad to see Keita back. I must admit, when I saw it this morning, I thought, oh my God, tonight is going to be absolutely wild. And then, of course, I remember Czech Keita. Yeah, it's good to see Czech Keita back. He could do some damage in this
Good
division.
going forward, wasn't it? Very,
Not,
very
not a
skillful.
left back.
No, not defensively.
He could do some damage to us if he plays left
In a
back.
4-4-2 though, left mid, left wing, you could do all right there.
Yeah, possibly.
You know, with Pedersen behind him.
Yeah. Yeah, possibly. I think, it's very interesting that the Twitter accounts are pointing at things like, look at Keita back, look at this, look at that, look at how everybody's back in the squad and
Yeah.
But they always come
everybody's
back to-
united.
It's the pre-season training.
Even one, but even a certain goalkeeper's getting.
Well, I do.
Okay, but-
One of the first comments on the show tonight was, "It looks like Stockdale's at Monk."
Stop it.
Oh, you've got to laugh, ain't you? For goodness sake, what a week we've had. Come on, if we can't start laughing now, what can we do?
But I don't know whether that's a targeted campaign against the fact that Monk obviously alienated these people and said that there was no way of them coming back. James Beattie sat in this chair and said there's no way Keita had. He doesn't see a way in which Keita gets back into the squad and then he's back in pre-season training. But it wouldn't surprise me if they've all gone by the first game of the season. Likewise, but.
And if, as the rumours are, as we are led to believe, it was a young guy that broke this out called Jude Bellingham, who's sitting in the wings, 15 years old now. A hot prospect, a real hot prospect. And these are the kind of people that we could possibly be looking at. Trevor Francis, don't forget, played his first game when he was 16 years old. So there's no reason why we can't look to the academy and the youth that we've got, because there are some very strong individuals coming through. And if it was Jude and his dad that busted this because of the fact that they did not want to be part of Omnisports, and credit to them as far as I'm concerned.
Good luck to the kid, because I think
Absolutely.
I've said on here before, I've never seen a striker other than AJ come through our academy as an out-and-out centre forward that's bagged loads of goals in the season. So I'd love to see that.
Yeah, I think that's the dream of most fans, isn't it? That they get a young local lad who's come through the ranks who goes on to make it big for them. So,
Doesn't look
however, let's not be putting
not to press
let's
on the
not be
shoulders.
putting our promotion hopes on a 15, 16-year-old lad. But
It looks like Morrison's
No,
off,
not
doesn't
at
it,
all.
Michael Morrison?
Well, I mean, according to a certain source, yes, once again, is off to Wigan, apparently, but we will wait and see. And until such time as the club give an announcement on the official Birmingham City website, I take no notice of anybody. I've learned too many lessons over too many years to worry about rumours and gossips, and that's that's why I only put on Facebook last week, there's more to this than meets the eye.
That makes the eye. He was at the kit unveiling, wasn't it, Michael Morrison? But we just haven't seen him since.
He was part of the video.
He was part of the
video.
Okay.
Part of the video.
Yeah.
No, he wasn't actually at the kit release. Now, I started to have some little thoughts in my head on that night because I was very fortunate enough to go and watch it, and it was brilliant, amazing, and it was done in the right place, done in the right manner. It was all really nicely, professionally put together and everything, and the gaffer wasn't there at the kit launch, and I thought,
Was Ren there?
one of them was.
No, it's Cheng.
No,
Edward Cheng.
Yeah, Edward Cheng. Yeah. Okay, perhaps he was on holiday. I don't know what his personal. But I thought, kit launch for next season, and the manager's not about. Did I say anything then? Nothing. No, why? Because I don't speculate anymore.
No.
I learnt my lesson in here one night, right, with some awful, horrible, filthy individual putting on that our favourite lady of the whole of St Andrews had passed away, right, and she's still with us, bless her, right. And of course that news came out as we were sitting here, and it was me that read it out. All right, and I felt so horrible.
Somebody do that?
Somebody from across the street, and I felt that horrible that I just wait now. I just wait and wait, and I let all the others do the debating, and I don't know anything. I don't want to know anything. I want to
Listen.
I want to come in on a Monday night. I want to talk about Birmingham City Football Club, the good bits, the bad bits, the Bolty pies. Any
the good bits. Yeah.
Listen, any experience?
Seriously now.
Had, right, but I cannot sit here and say, oh, this is going to happen.
No, it's all hindsight and speculation.
No.
If I can't go, if I can't be stood outside Harry Redknapp's car window
And be told.
at 11 o'clock
I
at
was coming to
night
that one.
and be told by the manager himself that we've signed a player for it not to be true, then why are we even listening to anything?
Or why did I tell the whole pub and have everybody hanging back to watch that ticker tape come across Birmingham City have signed Alex Song? You watch it here, I'm telling you first.
Nothing.
And we waited.
Nothing
He was
is
listening, wasn't he?
confirmed.
I was actually crying on that broadcast.
Brilliant.
Had some fun, haven't we, mate?
We could sign a player and he could be given a 10-year contract, and 11 years down the line I'd still be waiting for confirmation that he's a Blues player.
Right. How are we doing on competitions? Has everything been posted out and done and gone and finished?
The last one went today.
Superb. So, sorry it's taken so long, but obviously, as many of you know, our Chris has just recently had a little bit of surgery.
Yeah, I've got a bit more to go.
A bit more to go.
on the mend.
What a drama queen.
I know.
What? You wait till it's your turn. You wait till he's
I
as old
can't
as
wait.
me and him. Yeah?
Can't
you wait till
wait.
the incontinence
You'll see
kicks
lots
in
Bring
and
it on.
everything, mate.
Lots more hospital pictures.
Can you imagine him in a care home?
It'll be long.
All right.
If you ask my Emily, you should probably say that's what she's like now.
Kev Kelly says, get back to football matters. How do we effectively prepare for the season ahead? If recruitment is rent, ED, do we need and what positions? Well, Kev Kelly, as far as I can see, difficult for me to have an opinion on it because it's down to Pep now and it's down to those that are in charge.
There's no stability now, is there, again? Because we don't know whether Pet's there for the long term, short term, or what.
Well,
so, is there another manager waiting in the wings for him to go?
Did we know whether Gary Monk was there for the long term, the short term, or what?
No, but
just because I'm sorry, he said me for the long haul. Maybe he'd got other thoughts.
And
I don't know.
that's another thing that you have to take
That's
into
football.
consideration as well. That you look at the longest serving managers list in the Football League now. 5th place has probably been in charge for 2 years.
Yeah, that's the modern game, isn't it?
This I'm in it for the long haul. We've got a gaffer for 10 years.
Gone.
You're having a laugh.
Yeah, it's the same.
You're lucky to have a manager for 3-4 years. If you've got a manager that lasts 3 years, you've done really, really well. You're only one of the top 6.
Ding, quick interjection here before it disappears off my screen. Lindsay Phillips, Nick, would you mind thanking everyone that supported me in the skydive for Annie? Please, really appreciate everything from everyone. It was amazing. Lindsay Phillips, please send me your address and I'll send you some money in the post.
Well done, Lindsay.
Well done, Lindsay.
And there we are. So yeah,
Good
well,
to hear
well
that
done.
you survived, Lindsay.
It's nice. It's nice to know that the females of our
well, as
football
always.
supporters can do
Yeah.
it, but I physically couldn't.
No, neither could I.
You've known I've had my.
I couldn't physically do it as well.
We could have just
I
thrown
think,
you
I think
out.
we went to Sainsbury's that day. So no, I couldn't.
There are, of course, other good shops.
There are, yeah, plenty.
No, but well done, Lindsay. And
Yeah, very good.
Mammoth effort, and it must have been absolutely terrifying, looking at that moment when somebody's going to jump you out of an aeroplane, you've got no control over it. Is that why you wouldn't do it? Is lack of personal control? Or
That's the fact that I knew I'd have been safe coming down.
right.
We need to know what top you've got on, apparently.
Why? What's the obsession?
It's, it's important.
It's an England top.
It's an England top.
Yeah, that's okay.
It's acceptable.
People getting worried.
I guess-
yeah, it's an England men's top, isn't it?
Yeah. It's not the new one.
Going back to that question, what players do we think we need? We can only go by that on our own opinions, can't we?
Yes, of
And
course.
Yeah.
I think another right-sided midfield player. Obviously, we've got Marabti and we still got Viv Solomon Otterball. Is he still
I
here?
believe he signed a new contract.
I've not seen him around on the training stuff.
No.
I don't know if he's involved or what. But
No.
That's a blast from the past.
so another right-sided midfield player, I would say. Unpopular opinion now, but goalkeeper. I think we could probably do with a new goalkeeper if Stockdale's not going back in nets.
Right.
We got 3.
Yeah, exactly. We should be
Okay.
Well, he could
3 good
cover
ones.
off the goal at
Well.
least, couldn't
We got 3, and that's just one guy.
If Morrison's not staying, then maybe another centre back. But I'd like to think Wes Harding could play there, or Roberts
Well,
maybe.
then you need a new right back if you're going to have Wes as a centre back.
You got Colin, ain't you, and Docker as Cogley,
Yeah. Yeah. Possible.
and then maybe a good ball playing midfielder.
Well,
Yeah, good call.
one of
Adam,
them for about 8
Adam
years.
Wilkes just has asked Lindsay if you want to come in and guest in the new season. You're very welcome to.
Yeah,
and,
come on,
promote-
Lindsay.
promote,
Tell us all
the
about it.
Annie Skydive, and yeah, come on in. All right, so get in touch with Chris Browne, Lindsay, if you would, and we'll get your date sorted out.
Could you land on the drive?
Oh, guffaw. Okay, because of FFP, we'll be looking at lower leagues in Europe like Spanish second division, Swedish first, and German second, where the wages are low. From Adam Dwyer. There's every possibility, Adam, that we may be going that route. But I tell you what, you can pick up some bargains sometimes.
Well,
You
like
can,
Pedersen.
you can do.
He was a good signing.
He's all right. Oh yeah, the possibilities there. But again, this is the thing with Twitter rumours and the like, that the statement comes out that we're so proud of our under 23s, and we've had such a great academy come through, and which leads you to suggest that we're going to have a team full of kids, and that they've got that there's no money available to them, and they're worried about FFP, this, that, and the other. But then a week later, we're hearing that a list was given to Gary Monk with Wolves first team players, and the likes on it of which he turned down. So who knows? Who knows what? That's the thing. The owners, again, they've had FFP trouble, obviously. So they've had to navigate that over the last 18 months. Not being able to sign anybody. If they felt that they could spend money, they're going to. Let's not. That is under Redknapp showed you that. The first opportunity that they felt they could spend money, they spent an outrageous amount of money. And again. Their end game is to get us promoted, because they want to sell a Premier League club, because that's when they can sell us for the price that they are dreaming of.
Absolutely.
So if they can, I think they will spend money. I think they could risk it again.
Thanks to Mark Yates and Steve Portman, Viv Solomon Otterball contract has been offered but not signed yet.
Oh, okay.
There you go. Thank you for that, Jay. Thanks for that. Yeah, really find it difficult to keep up with all the comments. Yeah, okay, so it's been announced today that the Portsmouth game is now going to be a week early and live on Sky.
A day early.
Well, it said a week and
Oh, was it a week
It's a
early?
week.
yeah,
Was it?
Yeah,
did say a week,
it's now
didn't
on
it?
the 6th, isn't it?
Sixth.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's going to be a week earlier
Right.
than planned and live on Sky.
Yeah.
So Sky no.
So that'll
2 teams.
definitely bump the crowd up, that one.
Well, yeah.
both ex-Harry Redknapps, are they?
They're both for Harry Redknapp.
I bet they
Is
were
that
just
one of
sitting
the most
there.
glamorous fixtures
I
anymore?
bet they were just sitting there and going, "Oh, you know what, lads, we're having this."
Yeah.
You'll be in the studio, won't you? You'll be a pundit.
They'll have Rowett, Harry Radknapp, and Gary Monk as pundits. Yeah. Oh dear me.
Wasn't Cottrell at Portsmouth as well at some point?
Don't know. Honestly, don't know.
Might have been under Redknapp. I'm not sure if he had the full-time gig there, but might have done.
Right. Accessi Blues. Have you got a link, Chris, that you can please put up for this for the vote?
I'm sure.
For Accessi Blues, who are our amazing set of disabled supporters, and they do a tremendous amount of good work in the local community, and of course we have to honour and respect and love those people just equally as we do ourselves. Just because you've got a disability doesn't mean to say that there's anything wrong with you. I've got disabilities, okay? I can hardly walk. You wouldn't know that because you only ever see me sitting down, all right? What's your disability, Chris?
My disability?
Yeah.
Greg's?
Unable to laugh.
What is the thing that hampers me the most? I'm going to need a few minutes to think about that one.
Okay, all right, Paul, you got one?
I'm just thinking.
It'll creep up on you, mate, don't worry. You get to our age, Chris, and it's like, as you were saying before the show, it's sort of, everybody I know is like this and that.
When you get to our age,
But, you know, this is what life is, and unfortunately, that's how it is. But
you have to keep on, don't
of course you do. You know, Birmingham City way. The Birmingham City way. Any ideas how many season tickets we've sold? Martin Ward, absolutely no idea whatsoever. No idea. Maybe we could get some
probably more than Coventry.
I reckon they'd have been going quite well.
I think so, yeah. I don't think it'd be
based on last season. I think the sales would have been pretty good actually.
I don't think it'd be too bad myself.
No.
Anyway. No. How many did we have last season? How many season ticket holders?
No idea.
It was about
10,
I
11?
want to say about that,
Yeah.
12, something like
I
that.
think we'll hit that. Won't be far off.
Carl Hill's disability is kebabs and too many pies for Stephen Smith, and Dennis's is Greg's. Well, there you go. So, hey,
not a bad show.
Lindsay, massive respect for Chris and me for both being on the show tonight. Listen, we weren't gonna miss it
Me?
for the world. No, him over there.
What's wrong with him?
you
Not again. Oh, Christ.
Leave him alone.
Who had the violin?
You know, I normally come on here with a question.
Yeah, go for it.
Oh, yeah.
This is a bit of fun, actually. What's the best
You weren't
interested in
interested.
fun.
You weren't interested.
Get out.
What's the best?
if it's
This
more,
is
you're
this
gonna
is to the
get
viewers
this.
and everyone else. What's the best goal you've ever seen live at St Andrews? Could be the away team or the Blues, obviously. But
Right.
what's the best goal you've ever seen?
Why
live
at St Andrews?
Yeah.
Why specifically just at St Andrews?
Well, if I said away as well, okay.
We're
Best,
Blues.
The best
fans, you
Birmingham
said.
City goal I have ever seen scored ever was that John Gale overhead kick at Wembley in
That's not at St
1991.
Andrews. You just give us a goal. It's not at St Andrews. Can
you
you
say
repeat
more
the
about
question?
that?
Sorry.
But then he
One
changed the
second.
question.
1 second. He didn't.
Changed
I don't think he changed the
changed the
question.
great goal. Which one? No, they were both great.
Sorry.
Correct.
Can you just repeat the
The
question
overhead
for
kick.
me, please?
The best goal you've ever seen live
Yeah.
at St Andrews.
Live. St
Okay.
Andrews,
Good.
the best goal.
Good.
Good question.
Can't give that John Gale one then.
John
Yeah.
Terrell volley, Mark Hopkins. That's exactly the same as mine.
Yeah.
And that was on
Yeah.
my birthday
What?
as well. Against Ipswich.
Of every goal that has been scored
I
at St
think it meant more
Andrews.
to me because it was on my birthday as well.
Oh
so.
well, there you go. Yes, the bell's gone.
Ian Dutton says, my disability is Birmingham City. Long, long road, just awaiting the joys.
Wait till the joys. Cheers, Ian. Nice one,
Thank
mate.
you, Ian.
Come
in, Ian.
Ray Ranson's disallowed goal against Man United. Enkelman's.
Enkelman's.
Now that's got to be up there, hasn't it? The Dugarry volley, the Enkelman one. Martin O'Connor versus Man City in the 90th. Yeah, 90th
Yeah.
plus minute. I remember that one.
Seb Larson against Sheffield Wednesday.
Just
Cracker.
about to say
Oh,
that
yes,
one.
that-
Just about to say that.
Bowyer West Ham. Yeah, that was an absolute cracker.
That was a screamer.
That was a scorcher.
Kenny Lowe against Charlton.
Oh, got
Too many,
goosebumps.
yeah.
Remember that?
Too many,
Goosebumps.
yeah.
I'll give an away one.
No, he didn't want an away one. He only wanted a St Andrews
Do you
one.
want me to repeat the question?
Do you want to repeat
Excuse
the
me?
question?
Excuse me. I'm talking about an away team scoring at St Andrews.
Oh, okay.
Read the
Which was the question?
Good, nice recovery
What was the
there.
question?
Yeah, the best goal you've ever seen in St
Oh, right.
Nice
so you-
wow. So that's
can I
2-0 to
What can I
Pugh.
do? What can I do?
We've had a VAR check, and I'm right again.
Your foot was over the line, mate.
Tatey's golden goal. That made me...
That's at Wembley, that is. You see, do you want to
Oh,
just
that's a
repeat
good
the
one.
No, it
question?
actually wasn't.
Can you just repeat the question 1 second
Stan
again?
Lazaridis against Everton.
Very good
That was a
goal.
great goal when he took it all the way. And
Yeah.
yeah.
The away goal that I will give I can't remember if it was the third or the fourth, but in our first season in the Premier League, we played Arsenal at home, and it was under the lights. That Arsenal team were a joke, and I'm pretty sure we had a corner. And we've swung the corner in, and 8 seconds later, it's in the back of our net. I think it over. Or it might have been one of Henri's.
Yeah, they were real, that team.
But my God, that you couldn't help but just go. I mean, what are you supposed to do against this lot?
Didn't we have Ferdinand Cody right back and Steve Vickers centre
half? Yeah, it wasn't. I think it was men versus boys really, but even so, it's very rare. It's very rare that you get a team come and you just have to say, do you know what, fair bloody play, because this lot are unbelievable.
We've got Big Sin, Jose Dominguez solo against Hull, I think, a Kocha for Bolton, volley from the corner, and from Kevin French, Frank Worthington, curler in the early 80s against Peter Shilton. My goodness me, I remember them days.
Yeah.
Beautiful, wonderful.
I was just thinking...
Brett Stanley has said, Seb Larson at White Hart Lane. Can you just repeat the question? Sorry.
Clifton Bowden against Preston last season when he went on the
Andrew Wally, Jose Dominguez at Peterborough away. Can you repeat the question, please?
I just thought it took us 3/4 of an hour to solve all of Birmingham City's problems.
By laughing.
And then we're back to normal.
And you know what? And that's what I said about
That's
solidarity in the first place. I can disagree with you, I don't care. I can disagree with you, I don't care. I can disagree with you, I don't care.
You'd be wrong if you disagreed with me.
Even if I'm wrong and I disagree with you, prove me right, and I'll say that you're right and I'm wrong, like I just did with VAR a couple of minutes ago.
Absolutely,
right? But it doesn't mean to say that I can't have an opinion, or you can't, you can't.
Because most times you are wrong.
We still are.
We
still are just one set of people in one room, all campaigning for the same thing.
Yeah.
Ultimately, we're all sat in that stadium, with the same hopes and dreams. Come 3 o'clock every Saturday.
Just waiting for another screamer that we can talk about next week. Yeah. Come on, it's the 20th of August. It's coming, mate. It's coming. It's on its 20th of August, first game.
No, second or third. Yeah, the second or third.
Graham Clyde against Bolton. Anyone remember that one?
No, I don't know.
I
remember the player.
Benji Smith says Cameron Jerome versus Liverpool, not at St Andrews.
That was a great goal.
Could you just repeat the question?
Repeat the question.
Also, Brian Hughes has got a couple in there. Watford at home and Sunderland at home in the cup.
The top corner.
That was at Millwall.
I think it
Can't remember.
Yeah.
But Sunderland at home as well in our first season up.
Yeah, Devlin as
well. It was a lovely little...
Devlin against Wolves and Leeds, they were both good goals.
Devlin and Damien Johnson against Leeds was a cracker as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, we've seen some good goals
some decent
over the years.
What a great player he was, Jose.
And you know what? We'll see some more.
Yeah.
We'll see some more. Do you know why? Because it will continue.
Well, at least...
And if we get
12,
I
reckon we'll get at least 12 home goals.
If we get 6 games in, and we're 6 games, pretty much unbeaten.
Yeah.
There'll be a very different atmosphere again all of a sudden, right? And everybody will have forgotten.
We're fickle idiots.
Of course we are. Well, because
we're monkeys wearing shoes.
Yeah, you're probably right there. Yeah.
Well, I'm not probably right. Genetics and the evolution of man suggests that I am 100% correct.
I'll tell you another goal I loved. Kevin Phillips against Wolves when he chested it and volleyed it.
The winner.
That was one of my favourites. Yeah. That was a great goal.
Any goal against Wolves was one of my favourites.
Caddies v Bolton.
That was a
Not at St Andrews.
Right, have you managed to find that Excessive Blues thing for me, mister? For the voting?
I've asked Steve to put it up.
Alrighty.
So put it up, Steve.
Basically, what we want you to do, because there's hundreds and hundreds of you on here tonight, we want you to vote for Excessive Blues in the, is it Love Brum?
Yes, it is, yeah.
I'm not aware, I'm sorry.
And, hopefully they're going to get funding then. If
what happened then is that you could...
Does that mean they can give us money?
Exactly,
Who knows, they might become our main sponsor.
Who is our main sponsor?
Our main sponsor. We haven't got a main sponsor.
Who is our main sponsor?
We have got a main sponsor.
Do you want to advertise our new main sponsor for the year?
Please, yeah. Our new main sponsor for the season 9 is Cafe to You, Solihull.
So
very, very nice.
Thank you to Cafe to You.
They have a little
and a Blues fan to boot.
They have a little van.
Yeah, massive, yeah.
They have a little van down Blues Women.
They do, yeah.
In the ground at Solihull Moors.
Yeah. Nice
and of course tonight is also in association with SAS Autos, Bordsley Social Club, and SBS Carpentry.
Yes.
Give them all a mention because they're all friends of the show.
Friends
of the show.
Oh, that's a good shout, Stephen Gill. Kevin Francis against Leeds in the League Cup. Remember that one? When he took it on the run, he was like running, and then he just absolutely levered it off the post. Great goal from
Foot
distance.
like a traction engine.
Yeah.
Kev Kelly, Andy Savills, debut goal 92-93, friendly versus Liverpool. He turned Ruddock, I recall. Ruddock, my friend Ruddock. Good, he turned him and he scored. Thank you. Well done, Andy Saville. Praise him.
Andy Saville.
Blast from the past.
Is it? Yeah.
Yeah. Caffey to you, Adrian, not Caffey to who, Caffey to you. That's the number 2 and the letter U. There you are. Question
Very
is, what do we think the board are simply waiting for Pep and co to leave of their own volition? We don't know. We haven't got a clue, Andrew.
They won't leave of their own. The only way they will leave is if Gary Monk gets another job, and they pay out the contracts of the staff.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the only way they'll leave. They're not gonna resign. Otherwise, they'd have done it by now. And they're not going to get the sack. Otherwise, we'd have done it by now.
But Pep's only been appointed as caretaker.
Yeah.
We just have to wait and see. That's it.
I think it's a waiting game.
Yeah.
I really do.
We don't. Obviously, I don't know this, but my gut feeling is that there is something waiting in the wings. Something is lined up.
And we will have to wait and see.
Yeah.
Okay, so the Excessive Blues thing has just come up on the TTS one. If you can see that on your screen, can you? All right.
I should have a look.
And what we'd love you to do after the show, guys, is log on to this, give them a click, give them a vote. The more votes they get, the more chance they've got of getting the funding. And if they get the funding, the more work they can do in the community and for themselves, of course. And, of course, to anything to help these guys along the way, because there are some wonderful people out there, absolutely crackers. Ricky Otto scoring for Blues and Cambridge on his debut.
Both ends. Yeah, I remember that. On his debut, he scored in both ends.
Kelly says, Caffey to you sponsors, does that mean free coffee and bickies in the studio? Oh, sorry, Kev, have to bring your own in here, mate. No.
Does anyone remember when we beat Blackpool 7-1 on New Year's? I think it was New Year's Day or New Year's Eve. We beat Blackpool 7-1 on New Year's Eve.
I remember beating Stoke 7-0. And then
that was
and
a Stoke.
That was.
Oxford 7-1 away.
And that was a while.
Yeah, and we beat Blackpool 7-1 on New Year's Eve, and Steve Claridge got an absolute great goal in that game. That was a screamer. And I think Louis Donovan as well. He ran all the way and scored a great goal as well. So yeah, that was a good day.
Somebody said Zigic against the Villa. It was a cat goal, but it did the damage.
It did do the damage. That was the important one, yeah.
Yeah.
Great being a Blue Nose, isn't it? You know what? We expected to have this whole summer off, and Ray said earlier that the barbecue went well for the Birmingham homeless.
Oh, good.
Good.
Yeah.
We had great fun trying to get that in his car, by the way.
Grand.
It was
Wonderful.
great
Can you
fun,
imagine?
that was. Well done, Ray.
There we go. There's the link. Chris Brown's just put that on hsblovebrom.org.uk cause excessive blues. Please click on it after the show. Copy and paste it into your messenger or somewhere quickly, so that you can copy. So you can go back to it after the show's finished in 35 minutes time.
And it's really easy as well, isn't it?
It's very easy. Yeah,
Two-second
it's very
thing.
easy. 2-second thing, and then you
Click
click on
it,
vote, and
that's
it's there. And we're doing this for our people. So please do it, because they are our fans, our Birmingham City, yours, mine, ours, yeah? And that's what tonight for me is all about. Just trying to cement everybody back together again, pull in the same direction, let go what's gone, we can't change it, and move on. We've got to move on into this new season now. We haven't got a clue what's going to happen. I haven't got a clue. But as I was just saying, normally we have a summer sabbatical, and we don't see eye of each other until...
In fact, we couldn't care less, right?
No.
So we hate each other during the
So
summer.
angry that they've made this decision that we've had to do this.
Let's just recap for Calvin Hembrough, who's decided just to tune in rather
It's
than early.
your
Just-
fault.
just-
You
it
put
says-
8 o'clock originally on the thing.
He says, I've only just tuned in. What do you guys think of Stockdale Grounds, Keita being involved again, seemingly?
Look, they're part of the squad. They're getting paid by Birmingham City Football Club, so therefore, in my eyes, they should be training week in or week out, whether you're in the starting 11 or not. That's exactly the minimum you should be giving back to the club.
Need to be in the right condition. if
Right
called
condition, right frame of mind.
Yeah.
Right, okay. And I think so much has gone on in the past that, what we don't know about. And like I said, I'm moving on from here. Today's another day, tomorrow's another day. I've got a clue what's going to happen tomorrow, and I'm sure there'll be plenty more shocks and surprises coming out of Birmingham City, because I've been, a part of it since 1973. So, get used to it because this is what it is. It's what it is. Being a blues fan, isn't it? Yeah.
Linda Magnus says, I missed you, so it's great to tune in tonight. Thank you. I think she means me.
We've missed you, Linda, too.
I think she's talking about me.
Linda, you don't need to pretend it's the other two.
And Carol Sandlinson's not having a clue is what is happening is all parts of the joys of being a blue nose. It is, you know. And Linda Ensor, very, very important one. This one from Linda. Was chatting to Linda before the show. Disability can hit any one of us at any time.
Don't we know?
Vote
Don't we know?
Accessi Blues. Now, a couple of 3 weeks ago, I put.
You got two hands. Put your hand down.
Who's got two hands?
You have.
Have I? All right. So, a couple of weeks ago, I wrote onto the Tilton Talk page about my ex-wife's second husband, Rob. Who was having some heart problems. Now he's going for a triple bypass on Wednesday morning, and he's younger than I am. So anything can happen to anybody at any time. So support our Accessi Blues right there, Birmingham City's disabled group, and we want those votes to be in definitely.
And don't forget to click on the confirmation link when you get your email.
And as for me, for the people that have asked, I've got to go for what they call a nerve conductivity test, which is where they stick needles into your nerves and your spine and all the way down your legs, run electricity through them, find out what's working, find out what's what.
A bit like being Frankenstein's on the slab.
I've got, I've kind of got, what they've said, I've got 98% chance of not having any more surgery, because of the problems I've had in the past. But all the messages that I got were really, really welcomed, and I do thank everybody ever so much for them, because it means a lot.
And that's for me.
It means that you care.
I'm just recovering from a really nasty ulcer right on the gum. That lasted for about 8 days.
Really?
You know, and you
don't like to talk about it.
You're in the midst of an ulcer, and all you can think is, you can't remember a time where you didn't feel so much pain.
Or you didn't have an ulcer.
Bedridden patients in hospital suffering the worst diseases, and they don't understand what it's like to be going through what you're going through. So, thankfully, I'm through the worst.
Salt and vinegar crisps?
No, I don't have. No, definitely not. So but I'm sure you'll all be glad to know that I'm on the mend. Yeah.
I'm glad you're pulling through, mate.
Thanks, mate.
Yep, I'm glad you got.
John Melnikoff, my wife, is in the dark about all this. All she knows is that at least once every couple of years she seems to see me fly into a rage because of something blues related. It keeps her on her toes. Well done, mate. I like that one. Season is yet to begin. Plenty of time yet for things to change. Steve Portman, of course, there is. People may come, people may go. We'll all have opinions on it, but let's not be like we were last week. I think there was like a massive split. I felt there was a massive split with our supporters last week. I don't want to see that.
It just felt exactly the same as when Rowett got the sack.
It did.
You said you were frustrated and disappointed.
I was, yeah.
And I was as well, because it just felt like we've gone 2.5 years back. And the last 2.5 years might as well not have happened, because we're in. It just felt that we were in exactly the same position then. But
or have we just taken another step forward?
Well, we don't know yet, do we? That's the whole point.
Peter Taylor, couldn't we have just sold the main stand instead of the whole ground? Scrap prices are decent at the minute. Do you have any news?
How much copper is in the main stand?
Probably a bit of lead in there as well.
Yeah,
true. A bit of asbestos up there.
But you always got to be.
It's an old thing.
Well, Alan Minnitt's been going since 1956. He actually outbuilt the main stand.
What do you think of the new shirt, by the way?
It's our shirt. It's got our badge on it, and I get monkeys what it's like. It's a badge that's there for me. Yeah, it's a different design.
I don't buy football shirts and wear football shirts.
So I don't really.
Apart from England
shirts.
No, it's all right.
Yeah. No.
It'll look great when
Ray Hobred.
It'll look great when Che's
you're not
celebrating in it after he's bagged his fourth.
Ray Hobred's still about on that £4 I seem to owe him for a pint. I'll buy you a pint.
Pay up, man.
Huh?
Pay up.
I haven't seen him.
That's irrelevant. He's got a PayPal, hasn't he?
I
Surely.
don't have bank accounts. I distrust banks. I don't have a bank account.
So we have a question directly for Paul Hipkiss. Okay.
Sorry, got to say.
Okay.
We're going to put a spotlight on there.
Yeah.
I'll go then. See you later.
Just say hello to quick hello to Lee Harris, who's joined us from the Gran Canaria. Hello, Lee.
Yeah.
Welcome to
Evening, Lee.
Paul Hipkiss. What's the likely starting lineup for the opening day at Brentford? It's not been
I haven't
on
got a clue.
last
It's not for you. It's for Paul.
Haven't I told you I got the job?
I didn't read the question.
Well,
Come
there
to the
we go.
spotlights.
What's the likely?
Can you do this if I get it wrong again?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
We just need to check that question again.
Here we go.
Obviously, judging on what we've got at the moment, players. Obviously, I don't know who's going to come and go between now and then. But
Here we go.
if the players
Going to kick off
Goal-
immediately.
goalkeeper, I don't know.
Oh, come
Cop
on.
out.
So, hold on.
Okay.
Question was to Paul Hipkiss.
Gaffer
Question
Paul
was
Hipkiss. New manager Paul Hipkiss.
Question was to
they're
Paul
all sitting
Hipkiss.
in the dressing room at Brentford. And you go, okay, Gaffer, what's the team? And he goes, right, in goal. I don't
No
know.
idea. I've got no idea. Right back, Colin.
Okay,
Centre
yeah.
backs, Roberts and Dean.
Yeah, and they go,
Henderson.
hang on, Gaffer, you was still there, give us a keeper.
Right mid, Mrabty, Gardner, Gary Gardner, that is, and David Davis, Magoma,
Yeah,
Djukovic, and Adams.
yeah.
If they're still there.
Okay, yeah.
In goal,
Yeah.
Come on,
probably
decision now.
Stockdale.
There you go. Right. Okay. Steve Taylor, Steve Tarbuck. There's hundreds of balls on the roof of the main stand. I bet there is as well.
Yeah.
I bet there is. Andrew Wally loves the main stand. Feels like you're entering a proper football ground. Quite a lot on the shirts I've pre-ordered. We've had worse.
What is a proper football ground?
An old school football ground like we used to have when we was kids. We were lucky. We were lucky to know what it was like on the old Cop and the old Tilton. You know?
Yeah, I've heard stories.
Yeah, but
A bit of urine falling,
But you
running
were
down
brought
the
up in the
steps.
60s, were you?
No. Thank God.
Affluence and all that, you know what I mean? So,
Oh yeah.
Affluence.
one of nine
We
kids.
could only have
this
one meal
mate.
a week.
Two
meals a
paper
week.
rounds a day just to
right.
pay for my blues tickets at the end of the week. And I can guarantee I used to deliver to Ian Dante's dad's house. There you are.
Oh, okay. Paul Gill, Paul Hipkiss shocks football world by playing 11 outfield players and winning 37-0. No left back, Mark Yates. Yeah, I said Pedersen left back.
There you go.
Right, Steve Taylor, keep right on. Worcester, it's 25 degrees near a river, but not a sea. Don't know what that's all about.
Poor Worcester. Worcester's gone through it, innit? With the old floods at the cricket ground.
Ah, right, cool. Got it. Okay, what's everybody's thoughts then on Grand Sharon and Coventry City? Can I start with you, Mr. Pugh?
Couldn't care less.
Right, okay, with Mr. Hipkiss. As we got such an abrupt answer.
I've got no issue with it as
No
long as they
issue.
leave, as long as they leave the decor of the ground alone and
Absolutely.
the seats and all that sort of stuff, and they don't start putting Coventry badges up on the stadium. And
There's only
Well,
gonna
they're
be-
not
only
going to
gonna-
do that, are they? The only idiots who are going to do that are the Cov fans, and there's nothing you can do about that. You can't control that.
There'll only be about 3,000, probably 4.
I'm on about our own
Ah, no, we won't put anything up if I want.
home of Coventry City and Birmingham City.
no.
or
They were
something
there
like
today, weren't they, Cov fans, to have a look around?
Were they?
Yeah. They're quite impressed with the pitch. So.
that. Pitch is nice. We do have a
Yeah.
good pitch.
It is that old football ground smell with a pea running down the steps out of Wiltshire.
Oh, you can't beat
I
it.
remember it well. Yeah, my thoughts is look,
We used to.
a lot of Coventry
We used to
fans-
live to at least 35 before dying of polio. Oh, the good old days.
Poliomyelitis, by the way. Okay.
Turn the main stand into all standing. Get knees up, Mother Brown going.
Oh my God, them
There you
days,
go.
blimey, oh, yeah. Knees up, Mother Brown. You won't remember it, will you, Paul?
I remember that song.
Do
Yeah.
you?
Well, I
Right.
wasn't alive when it was there, but I know the song.
No, I mean, I was betting the Tilton. Oh dear.
Oh
me.
no, I don't remember it in the tilt.
Oh, the big
no.
surge forward and everything. You know,
Okay.
nobody ever got a crying out loud. Anyway, back to it. What's going on with Blues women, Mr. Fun from Benji Smith? Anything? Sorry to interrupt your drink. Yeah, you just carry on. Do it in your own time.
What's your ulcer?
Nobody drink out of that bottle. That is contaminated.
We've only got 25 minutes. I can't give everything on Blues.
A quick attempt. Quick.
Ellen White's moved to Man City.
Yeah.
Megan Sargent and Charlie Wellings have left to join Bristol. Hayley Ladd has left to join Man United. There'll be at least 3, possibly 4 more emissions before the season commences.
When?
Late August time, I think. Early
Right.
September.
Mhm.
Not much in terms of incomings that I'm aware of.
No players, will there?
A couple of people have re-signed contracts, down to the bare bones. Let's see what happens.
Wait and see. It's a wait and see game. That's what football is.
Steve Porter says that he reckons that Coventry have sold 7,000 tickets season tickets.
No.
It was,
wouldn't-
it was
I
nine.
wouldn't-
No.
It was 900 up to a week and a half ago. I've heard it's about 2.
No way.
Do you know, I genuinely feel sorry for that football club. They had a proper old school ground in
Highfield Road was a great
Highfield
ground, I
Road, the
loved
old
it.
corrugated
Oh,
roof on the
yeah.
top.
They've had
Yeah,
some good players over the years as well, haven't they?
absolutely.
I
Yeah.
remember them winning the cup in '87.
It was the longest football team to stay in what was the first division before they got. And they've been.
Nick, I'll just say Ernie Hunt, Willie Carr.
Yeah, well, yeah. The goalkeeper who turned into Jesus. What was his name?
Oh, Ikey.
David Icke. That was him. Yeah. Oh, he was the second Lord. Got the second coming.
Yeah, he still thinks he is.
It was.
Strange event.
Yeah.
I can't knock it.
Do you know the Lord doth not choose who he sends down to earth in his name?
Sorry?
The what? Sorry.
If it ends up being David Icke, it ends up being David Icke, and there's nothing we can do about it.
No.
I think he's only just retired, to be honest with you.
What, from being the second coming, or from football?
Thought he's changed his mind.
So Steve Portman reckons that Coventry have sold 7,000
Just said
season
that.
tickets. Yeah, I know. What I'm going to do is I've got a couple of Coventry fans that I know that might be able to get me some information on that. So
I'll
we'll
give you some
try
information
for
on that.
tomorrow. Go
It's
on.
not 7,000
No.
season
Probably
tickets.
700.
Might be.
Well, it was 900 up until a week
It's
and a half
not.
ago.
I'm not going to sell 7,000.
And Steve saying he was told at St Andrews the other day. Okay, well we'll wait and see, Steve. If you're right, you're right.
Someone's
If you're
had
wrong,
you on, Steve. Saw you coming.
That's probably more than we've sold.
Yeah.
Season tickets, to be honest, at the moment.
I
Let's
can't
put this-
believe it.
Let's put this to Mr. Fun. If you was Pep, it's good, isn't it, calling your manager Pep? That feels good.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That certainly gets your hopes up.
We are continental, baby.
Where's it gone now? If you was Pep, what would be your first signing? Defensive midfielder or forward or other? If you was Pep and you was given...
If I was in charge of Blues now, my demand would be that central midfielder. It would be for the last 3 years, and nothing's changed
No,
in my mind.
I agree.
Someone who can put their foot on the ball, is happy to have it, is happy to keep it, and can distribute it.
Kev Kelly's asking, can Blues fans get cheap entry for Coventry City games? I don't think that would
I don't
be
want
a
it.
good idea.
Why do you want it? What do you want to go see Coventry for?
Well, just to go and watch a game of football. Some people do want to go and just watch a game of football. I don't, never have done, never could do.
Go and watch Blues with me.
What?
Go and watch Blues under
I would do.
23s.
Their games are going to be on a Saturday, aren't they, as well?
Who's? Coventry.
Yeah.
And Mandy,
Well, it'd be when we're
Yeah.
away.
Mandy Irvin's asking, do you think we can share the manager with Coventry?
Got a perfectly good manager, thank you.
Perfectly good manager. Perfectly good manager.
Caretaker manager.
Caretaker.
Interim caretaker.
Interim
permanent
permanent caretaker, temporary manager with no interest in signing another manager.
Only a Blues, eh?
There's certain names that come up every so often. You get the Troy Deeney, and then you also get
Yeah.
You also
Oh,
get
we'll go and get Troy
Ravel
Deeney
Morrison,
this.
don't you, as well?
No more hotter chocolate.
Out of contract.
No more hotter chocolate, is there?
No,
Nope.
thank God.
All gone.
Ravel's
Just like my
Ravel's
computer
Ravel's not. That's
20 minutes to
It's a
go. and
pipe
the computer's
dream.
just blown. I don't know.
Flies, isn't it?
Crikey.
Can we have the questions on the screen?
Yeah, sure, yeah.
Please?
Yeah, it's alright. I've lost
Nick's
my
computer's gone.
screen. Don't know
Oh, okay.
why.
Right. Oh, God,
I must admit, I like the new
been
training
three-
top.
there's
that
been
they're training
300.
in.
Yeah, it looks alright. Yeah.
There you go. If you were in charge of Blues, there would be a mass protest outside the ground. It's obviously aimed at Mr. Fun.
Well, surely not.
Yeah.
Yeah, the mass. I mean, 3's a mass, isn't it?
Yeah.
More than 2.
David Stockdale's a mass.
Didn't really want to hear that.
A mess.
Here's a good one from Dick as well.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Go
football
on,
is
then.
all about
He
opinions.
says
It's all about
he thinks Harding will be converted to a centre half with Josh DC as backup. For,
Yeah,
Cody.
possible.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely possible. I towards the back end of last season, I was sort of when you're looking at Harding, and I thought Harding would be great in a back three. Obviously, we've got mental scars of a back three for when Zola tried it, but obviously that was that's a different ball game completely. But just looking at Harding as a player, strong, quick, willing to be on the ball, willing to get his, probably push out in possession of the ball. Dean also relatively comfortable on the ball. I just thought a back three with him in it wouldn't be massively detrimental to us. I didn't think. But obviously, it looks like Morrison's on his way out now, and Monk's left, so maybe that's not something that's going to materialise now. But
if Morrison does leave, then obviously
Morrison's 31.
Yeah.
He's 31 now. He's come to the end of his footballing career. Yeah, he probably wants a 2 or a year deal. But he's possibly only 1 in 4 for the 1. And if he can go to Wigan and they offer him 2, well, he's going to go to Wigan.
He's served us extremely well, though, hasn't he?
Very well.
Yeah,
absolute stalwart
for a free transfer.
Absolutely, completely.
Can't grumble.
Linda Magna wants to know if
can't grumble one bit. Not even when he down tools for 4 months when Rowett was sacked.
Linda Magna wants to know if Pep is minted. Pep? Short for peppermint?
idea.
Short for peppermint. That's okay. All right.
Sorry, I was a bit slow then.
We're not into the last 10 minutes
Pep
yet,
is
are we?
minted, yeah. Peppermint, yeah.
Clever.
Okay.
Samuel, do you guys go to away games? Oh dear, this is going to turn out awful. Do you guys go to away games? And if so, what's your favourite away day? One of my favourite away days is Derby. Obviously, because what happens is these guys
live there.
Get a coach up to the Black Swan, and I get a breakfast organised for everybody, and then sit there drinking all day long, and then we get the bus up to Derby.
I like Brentford away.
Best away.
I did Brentford.
Brentford's not bad.
I did the cup final. When we played Brentford.
In the semi-final, Lyle and Daff.
Yeah, they ended up.
And Sturridge.
Yeah, Sturridge is
Was it
gone.
Sturridge? Yeah.
Apparently, we've been infiltrated by a few of the village people, but our backroom staff are plugging on regardless.
Irrelevant.
They're totally
Ignore
irrelevant.
them. Just ignore them. Crack on. Best away day. Fulham's
for
a
Steve
popular
Smith,
one.
Fulham's good.
Do you know something I've never done Fulham?
Yeah.
Nope. I'm going to have to do it this year.
Yeah.
Fulham away on the train. You've never done.
You've done the boats as well?
Steve Rice's Derby, Fulham, Rays.
That's posh, that is.
Rays' Fulham is a good one.
Fulham is a good one.
I quite enjoyed it.
Albion used to be a decent one.
Wolves away as well, Molyneux.
Yeah, until you put in
I enjoyed going there in the late 90s.
On a Tuesday
well,
night.
not in the
Kept
bottom
beating.
row. On the side stand,
no.
but
Janie Talbot, Wigan, proper old Wigan ground.
when you get the whole end, that's not bad.
When the
You
grass
walk
bank
right
was
around the
there.
ground.
Yeah. The old stadium they used to have.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bolton's good as well, isn't it?
Love Bolton.
Yeah.
Alright.
What facilities they've got next to their football ground, and you know what? You look at Bolton's football ground and Derby County as well. I'll give them the credit for this as well, right?
Yeah.
Right, and the streets around are immaculate. The streets around St Andrews are utter complete filthy, dirty disgrace.
crikey, I was there the other day
What
and
a
I was thinking,
disgrace!
It's
To have a-
residential, not
Yeah, but
not a shopping centre, is it? That's what.
there's litter there in those railings that's been there for at least 4 seasons.
Is that right?
Yep.
Ray Preston Flag Day was good. Millwall away, one of the best. Adam Wilkes' Forest.
Oh yeah. Oh god, yeah. I love Millwall away. Oh, I love me a bit of Millwall away. Being escorted through that chicken run fence all the way to the ground from the train station. Yeah. That's my favourite.
Billy Bonds' Blackpool. Kev Kelly in Portugal
Blackpool's
pre-season?
obviously.
Question mark.
We have got Portugal.
I'm glad we've got rid of Norwich and Ipswich away.
Yeah, and mate. Yeah, that will not be missed.
That won't be missed at all, will it?
Horrible.
I'm
place
glad
to get to.
Sunderland didn't come up.
Gregory Beeves is Mansfield. Coffin Day. Yeah, Coffin Day was brilliant. That was one special day. Even you
That was a
smiled
great
at that,
day.
didn't you?
Yeah, it was a great
I don't think I did.
We need to buy it off him again next year, hopefully.
Leicester years ago, I went to Leicester's.
Nottingham Forest.
Oh, Leicester! I remember going to Leicester. My goodness, Blues fans were tearing the advertising audience up and chucking on the pitch and all sorts. It was mental.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not mental anymore, are
Breaking
we?
the law, that is.
Well, of course it is. I don't condone it.
I've made my decision, and it's Nottingham Forest.
Yeah.
Forest away for you.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
What, your best ever? Why?
That's the best away venue, Forest.
In terms of...
And for the last season and this season, I will miss it due to being in America.
Oh, right, okay.
Which is
Right,
very
okay.
unfair.
Benji Smith's asking Luton any good. Quite looking forward to it.
Oh,
to be honest
Luton's
with you.
crazy.
Crazy place.
Walk through everybody's houses.
Yeah. I've
Bit
been
like the
there
old
years and years
Brentford
and years
ground,
ago.
Yeah.
I think Blackpool was good away as well, wasn't it? Because obviously we're,
Yeah.
Never been. I'll be honest, never went when we played them.
If you're gonna do a night of it or a weekend
Yeah.
of it.
That'd be perfect, wouldn't it?
Blackpool's great fun, yeah.
Yeah.
Paul Gill, Preston away. This will be great. Big allocation for last away day, and of course, last home game is Derby County at home as well, isn't it?
I believe so.
It absolutely is.
Pep
Absolutely
versus
is.
Monk for a last playoff for that last playoff spot.
Oh, yes. Best game Dennis went was Roker Park. That's Sunderland's old ground.
Yeah,
isn't it?
Sunderland, yeah.
Good shout from Adrian.
And Adrian, our best
Yeah.
away day by far, Bruges. I didn't
Bruges.
get that one,
No.
I'm afraid, mate.
Yeah, but
So,
we've only done that once.
Adam Wilkes, Mr. Fun, has agreed with me. Can we end the show now? Ooh, it's a bit harsh, Adam.
Right, see you later.
Mark Yates says, my first visit to Luton, so drunk I got chucked out after 4 seconds.
4 seconds. That's got to be a record, hasn't it?
No,
Sure.
no,
If anybody can beat,
it's not clever.
if anybody can beat 4 seconds getting thrown out of a football game,
I wasn't far off
through being
myself
drunk.
at Shrewsbury. Yeah, so.
Yeah, there is one. The new Wembley or the old Wembley?
Oh, Wembley.
I'll
Wembley.
1,000,000,000%. The
Just for
atmosphere is
atmosphere.
not the same.
Just for atmosphere.
No.
Absolutely not the same. The acoustics and everything are completely different.
It's a different
And
ground.
it's soulless. They've wiped the earth with them twin towers. They could have saved them, and it was monumental and it was instrumental to English football. And now what have we got? An arch with some lights on it. What's that about you? Go on then, people. New Wembley or old Wembley for those that have been to the two? Old Wembley from
Go for
Bixing.
old.
I think
Do you know they wiped
Old
they
Craig
wiped the
Courtney.
cloth?
Was that old?
They took when they took the towers before they demolished them. They wiped a cloth over them, and it just disintegrated. That thing was ruined.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
So
It
it was
was an
dangerous.
absolute ruin.
Yeah.
that was years old, wasn't it? I mean, how long was it there? God, the old one. Them towers were there for the. I don't even know what year it was built. The old one. It's 100 years.
Yeah.
Before
I'd
Nick was
say,
born.
Going back to away days.
Only just
Maureen Minutes best away day was Kuala Lumpur. Don't remember that one.
Kuala Lumpur.
And police.
You've got to elaborate on that, Maureen.
And Linda Enza said the police at Preston North End are the bee's knees. Yeah, I've heard lots of good reports about them. Old Wembley from Bixing said we got that one. Yes, Dennis, I know you can't. Only that will come out. Nick
What's
can
he
beat
said?
4 seconds for lying on the floor.
I think that moment when Martin scored in the new Wembley obviously will be with me forever.
Of course.
But John Gale's double as well in '91 and Tate's header in '95 as well at the old Wembley.
I can't remember what game it was that I went to, right? And it was the old Wembley, and I was on the halfway line, and I could see the Twin Towers, yeah? And it was the week after, I think it was the Hillsborough disaster or something, incredibly horrible in football like that. And as the teams came out, it was standing at the time on the edges, yeah?
Yeah.
And the teams came out, the noise, that roar was
atmosphere's
just
more-
absolutely awe-inspiring.
Yeah.
And as the teams lined up, the guy on the tannoy said, ladies and gentlemen, before that, this place was silent. When I'm saying silent, it was completely silent. I could hear the flags flapping on the opposite side of the station in the wind. Incredible moment. Absolutely, really powerful. And that's how football can come together.
Oh yeah.
And it's good when they do.
Yeah.
Never went to the old Wembley, Adrian. Howell never went to the old Wembley. I can't believe that one.
Yeah, I went a fair few times. I've been to the new one a fair few times as well. It's difficult for me to choose. I don't know. I've asked the question. I don't even know the answer myself. From
Mike Prince, good evening, Blue Nose. Sorry I'm late. What have I missed? How about all of it?
Yeah. Have another go, Mike.
80 minutes to be precise.
Okay, as Mike Prince has just joined us, then in the last 10 minutes, I want anything to do with footballers and royalty. Footballers and royalty. There we go. As Mike Prince has just joined us. Okay, so footballers and royalty, the royal family, royalty or the royal family, or anything to do with royalty. Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Steve Tilton was looting with a moped thrown at us in the subway. My goodness me, that's a bit harsh.
So are you going to be missing any shows, Chris, or when you go to America?
The what,
Well,
sorry?
you haven't had any warning or anything.
We've got Marlon King
You've done a
coming in.
holiday
Here we go.
I
Brilliant.
haven't submitted it yet.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes, Sam, I agree with you. The Worthington Cup final at Cardiff was a cracking atmosphere. We've got Marlon King. Everybody's going for Marlon King. Okay,
yeah.
let's change that one. Then, come on.
No, well, that's it. It's Marlon King. It's done.
Move on. Just like we do in football. Joe Royal. We've got Joe Royal from Richard Haler. Well, thank you very much. Gordon McQueen. Kevin Prince.
See you in a couple of
Boateng.
months, Richard.
what about Crystal Palace?
No,
That's not a
into
footballer, is it?
footballer.
So the footballers or anything to do with football?
Sorry, can you just repeat the question? Sorry.
Lucas
That's a chocolate.
Djukovic. We got Lucas Djukovic. Oh,
Oh, that's a good
perfect.
one.
Oh, well
Brilliant.
drawn. That's a good one, yeah.
What have I done here now?
That's a good one. Very.
Who have we got?
Joe Royle.
Joe Royle, yeah,
Yeah.
of course, yeah.
Otter chocolate.
Adam's just asked Adam Wilkes, the new Wembley or the Millennium Stadium? Or Principality Stadium in
right,
Cardiff?
the Principality Stadium in Cardiff for me has got a better set of acoustics, and it just feels better. It just feels more like, but even though it was probably built for rugby, it feels more like a football stadium. That's for me.
You don't like the new Wembley, do you?
Not really.
No.
No.
And your
No.
friend Richard Naylor says he's looking forward to it.
My sister's she says the toilets are much better at the new one, but preferred the old.
Steve Castle. That was somewhat.
Yes,
Nick,
yeah, we'll have that.
Nick
That's,
Greaves.
yes, Castle
Greaves
royalty.
says
Yeah,
Steve
yeah,
Cra-
Castle's
Steve Castle.
royalty. Yeah, it's on the list. It's on the list.
Come on!
This is on your imaginary list.
Honestly.
Anything to do with royalty and footballers.
King Kenny
That
Cunningham.
is
King
clutching at
Kenny
straws.
Cunningham. Yeah, yeah.
Paul Gill. I'm trying to.
Yeah. We'll all try and think of some.
I think
shall
Gordon
we?
McQueen's come up too many times now.
Yeah. Crown Paint, can't think of a name. That's the closest I can get from Andy Harris.
Yeah. Is that right?
Princess Grealish, there you go from Steve Portman. That's good. That's my winner so far. Corgi Rodriguez, that one. Newcastle.
That's a good one. Harley Quinn.
Oh, yeah.
Harley Quinn.
Someone tell Happy
good
to
to be
smile, will
back.
you? The kids are crying thinking the Grinch is on TV.
It's so good to be back. Can we do this every week?
No,
Forget pre-season.
You can.
We'll
no.
always find something to talk about.
I'm afraid this part of the show's got the format is going to change.
Charles and old George. Yeah. Oh dear. Robe Savage.
No.
Might be the worst 5 minutes that I've ever had to endure in my life.
What? Even
And I've had an ulcer.
even since having an ulcer, yeah. Viv Busby. That's quite intelligent one. It's quite intelligent. Yes, Chris.
Okay, so in the next few weeks, I'm going to be doing some auctions of some. You can see the pictures going down there
Some tremendous stuff.
of some
Absolutely superb
some
stuff.
framed shirts, all signed. All proceeds will be going to our friends at the Birmingham Homeless Support Team. So look out for those, will you? Thank you. That was a public service announcement
On behalf of.
Birmingham Homeless Support Team.
Who do an amazing job and always looking out for donations. Donations could be left at Bordesley Labour Club
Yep.
and the Conservative Club at Castle
Chelmsley Wood.
No,
Chelmsley
Chelmsley.
Wood. There you go.
Okay. Can also say all.
I knew there was a reason I was there.
And
can
if
get in
anybody
touch.
wants to place an ad on our shows in the future as well,
We're very popular.
a portion of that will also be going to Birmingham's Homeless Support Team. So hopefully, they should be getting some money off us every week.
Dun, dun,
Very
dun.
So there we go.
Brentford away then, lads. Predictions, please. Even though we don't know what the teams are going to be. Well, you know.
We don't know anything.
What?
You went 4
Are they
octaves
in their new
high there.
stadium next season, Brentford?
No,
No.
not yet.
I
No.
went past it the other last week.
Any good?
It looks alright, yeah. It's probably about 70% done.
the old.
So they've built it out.
It's not like the old ground.
Out of town. Is it out of town? On the
It's
edge
not
of
far
town?
from the old one.
Oh, right. Okay.
So it's only literally like, I don't know, 3 mile away or something.
Got ya. Alrighty.
Providing the old one is what I thought it was when I was driving.
I'll say that we're gonna flaunt FFP and we're gonna stick 2 fingers up to everybody. We're gonna spend about 30 million again, and we'll win 6-1. 1-6 away win is my prediction. You're welcome.
You think Adams will...
Yes, he'll get 4.
Adams to get 4 on the first.
Correct.
If Adams gets 4 on the first
Yeah, correct.
game of the season,
Correct.
away at Brent,
Yes, sir.
I donate 50 to support.
Okay.
And I shall sit in this seat naked.
Right, let's stop the bus from going. Don't let the coach go down, please.
Just in case.
Now,
In fact, I'll do it anyway.
actually genuinely hope.
Accept anything for Adams. The first bid that comes in, get
Come
rid
on,
of
then,
it.
what's your forfeit?
1-1.
No, your forfeit.
Oh, my forfeit.
If Adams gets
If
4.
Adams gets 4.
If he gets 4 on the first.
6-1. We're gonna win.
I don't know. No idea. I can't think of one. Think of one for me.
Sorry, I'm more...
A forfeit for me if Adams gets 4.
Oh, I'll think of something, but
Yeah.
it won't be
You have to come in.
I have to come in and
Yeah,
see
you've got to
it.
come back. Yeah,
Yeah.
you've got to come back.
Yeah.
6-1. You're being genuine.
You have to sit there for an hour and a half and massage.
You have to
my
come in
ego.
a leotard.
Okay.
There you go.
do
I'm sure
that.
Paul Devlin
A
will sort you out.
mankini.
They'll sort
No,
that out,
a
yeah. How long have I
mankini.
got?
Yeah, Paul
How long have
Devlin.
I got? 6 weeks.
So we've got one
Oh,
idiot
yeah.
in a
Plenty
naked,
time.
one idiot in a mankini, and you donating, you crying because you're stony broke now because you've had to give 50 quid away.
I won't be crying.
It would just be me going, told you.
Yeah, so me and Paul probably got away with it.
Okay, last couple of 3 minutes then, guys. England's ladies doing very well in the World Cup at the moment.
That's
The
a very
game was-
bold statement.
Well, England ladies doing very well.
Well,
in the
they're
World Cup
unbeaten,
at the
aren't
moment,
they?
due to the fact they're through to the quarter-finals.
Correct.
Okay. The game Sunday was an absolute abomination to football.
Correct.
I think Neville's words at the end of that game were absolutely bang spot on. That is not football. That is not the spirit of the game. And that game has been played, especially by the ladies. And what I don't want to see is the women's game turning into what the men's game is. You know, the roll around factor and the drama and this.
I
and
think
that.
that well, I mean, we could talk about this for ages, but that aspect of the game is very much there anyway. You know, you'll hear people say that I like watching women's football because they don't dive and they don't play act and they don't kick out, but they do. Mark my words, they do. Very much so. But yesterday took it to a completely different
It
level.
certainly did.
It just looked like a team that completely lost the plot. Couldn't understand the rules. They were complaining to the referee, showing them the referee the big screen, even though it clearly showed Ellen White onside and it clearly showed their player offside. You know, the big screen would have shown that the decisions were correct. They lost complete control. We weren't very good. We won 3-0 because Cameroon are a bang average side. We're going to have to be 10 times better than we were on Sunday to beat Norway. If we're at our best and if we play well, we can beat Norway, certainly.
So where do Norway sit in the rankings? Are they?
In the rankings, well, they're missing the best. Norway have got the best player in the world in Ada Hegerberg,
Right.
but she's not at the World Cup. There's a dispute with the Norwegian Football Association, so she's not playing for Norway at the moment.
Well,
So she isn't in the squad, but they've got very, very good players as well. Caroline Graham Hansen is an excellent player who we need to be wary of. She's their playmaker, their focal point. If we're at our best, we can certainly beat Norway. And then it'll be a semi-final against either France, the hosts, or the United States, the current holders, which is then where you start saying, but that's the semi-final then, and if you can take it, if you can take the game deep, anything can happen. On the other side of the draw, the possible finalists are, I don't know how tonight's game's going, Sweden, Canada, but Germany look rock solid, and the Netherlands will always have a goal in them, and they're a dangerous side, so it could be the Netherlands-Germany semi-final, with hopefully England in the semi-final as well, but we'll see.
Right, the people have spoken, and unfortunately they voted that you're going to have a dong tattoo if Che gets
A dong tattoo?
Yeah, a dong tattoo.
Where am I going to have that tattooed?
Well,
is anybody,
leave that to your own imagination.
glad they didn't get a monk tattoo?
Oh well, yes.
I think somebody did.
No, they didn't, did they? Oh no!
So a dong
That's
tattoo
two.
if Che
Okay,
gets
a
it.
dong tattoo.
He's agreed to it.
No, I can't agree to
You've
that.
agreed to it. You've just said yes. I'll look back on the show and I will pick that moment out.
I say yes? I was just saying yes to what you said.
No, you said yes.
Paul?
A dong tattoo if Che gets 4
Yes.
on the first game of Brentford away this
6-1.
season.
I'll be jumping up and down when he's sold.
I can
Well-
also say thanks for all the lovely comments which Nick missed.
Absolutely, yeah. Thank you, everyone.
It was just going so fast.
Honestly, there were hundreds and hundreds and hundreds.
Loads
But
of
you know what?
nice comments about the show.
I think what tonight has done me good personally, like coming back and seeing you guys again, and you know, getting that kind of spirit back. We need it. We need to stay together. We've got to be as solid as the team is, really. You know? because we're an integral part of it at the end of the day. Even though, you know, we're all individuals en masse, we are just one. Right? We're just one, and we're there for one reason only, and that's to see Birmingham City succeed. And that is really, really the absolute reason that we did this tonight. And just before I go,
Matthew said he's got to go because Love Island is on.
I know. Just before we go, what I'd like to do is dedicate this show tonight to my good friend Freddie Fellows, who sadly passed away a few weeks ago. 2 weeks ago now. And his funeral's in Stafford tomorrow. I shall be attending, not only on behalf of myself, but on behalf of the show. And I think I should even probably represent parts of the football club as well. He was there in Trevor Francis era. Didn't quite make it due to injury, serious injury, but he signed on the dotted line and he was a Birmingham City player. So Freddie Fellas, dedicated tonight the show to you. Thanks for Cappy to you for our sponsors, and also SAS Autos, SBS Carpentry. And if there's anything you can do for BHST in the meantime, please do so. And please, I'm begging you now to just find where that vote. Well, actually, put it right on the end again, if you will, Chris. Okay. And get on this voting for Excessi Blues, and let's get our football club and our fans something, you know, so that they can work with.
And also thanks to Borsley Labour Club as well.
Borsley Labour Club, I've forgotten that one, do beg your pardon, yeah. Paul, thanks ever so much, mate. It's been a pleasure to see you again. Chris, as always, it's been a pleasure.
Always.
Mrs. Brown, thanks for opening up the studio and getting it ready in such a hurry. I know it's been an absolute strain for you with having
boiling in here.
Major surgery next
I'll
time.
get the air conditioning working.
And as for me, well, I'm just one voice and I can do what I do. And all I want is just want happiness and people to come together, stop arguing, stop backbiting with each other, and let's get on with it.
If there's any air conditioning sellers that want to sponsor us,
Not in the winter.
Get on the blower quick.
Not in the winter though. Not in the winters. Listen, guys, we'll be back in August. Don't you worry. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4 of us, whatever, 10 of us, no matter what. Right. But we'll be back. Thanks, Linda. Thanks. She says the air's cleared a little bit tonight. Well, you know.
Pass out.
We'll leave him in here. And we'll see you in August. Whatever happens between now and then, we'll have we don't know. But let's hope we don't have to call up another show like this one. It has been a one-off special. I'm off on holiday to Egypt in 2 weeks' time. You're going to Orlando to see
Orlando and Miami.
Lanzarote in a month.
Lanzarote in a month. And Mrs. Brown.
I'm going to the caravan.
He's off to the gypsy. As always.
That's the spirit.
Listen, lovelies, thanks ever so much. Keep right on. Right, keep
Cheers
the faith. It doesn't matter what happens, whatever. We can't change it. All we can do is just sit here and be Birmingham City fans, and that's what we are. Thanks, and keep right on. Thank you. Good night.
Come on, England.
Good night.
They're gonna give us what we're longing for. It's Birmingham forever. Let's hear it from the stand. So come